Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Fargo series. This is episode 4 of season 3 and it is called The Narrow Escape Problem. Last episode. It was a crazy departure from the primary plot and we got into this Thaddeus Mobley storyline. We got to see the backstory of how he got fucked over for his book and ended up giving all these paychecks to this producer who never paid him back. But at the end of it, Competent Lady Cop just sort of realised it was a dead end lead and went away. As I said last episode, I refuse to believe they spent basically an entire episode telling us about this dude's fucking entire backstory just for it to never be mentioned or used again in the remainder of this series. There's got to be like something else in those books she found on the floorboard or some other way this character comes back into this. And the other thing was that absolutely incredible short story about the robot who experienced civilization's rise and fall and ended up being alive for something like 2+ million years, I think, and then just these people choosing to shut him down and retrieve his memory as its vital data they can use to learn from. And I said last week I'll be thinking about that shit all week. Wasn't lying. I wish there was some kind of series out there actually. Or, you know, we should all write this together, because it would really pander to today's attention span as well. But imagine just a series of like 2-minute shorts, 3-minute shorts, 1-minute shorts, 5-minute shorts, all interspliced over an hour. And they're all just clever little stories with some sort of moral message or something like that. Mini Black Mirrors, like 20 of them wedged into an hour. I would love to watch that with little stories like that robot thing we saw last episode. I could watch them until the end of time. So creative, but also bite-sized and easy to intake. Needless to say, I would imagine some people, when first watching this, found that last episode somewhat jarring because of the departure from all the characters we'd seen up until this point, aside from Competent Lady Cop. But me, I found it great and interesting and I'm looking forward to this week's episode. So without further ado, this is episode 4 of season 3, The Narrow Escape Problem. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it.
Each character in this tale is going to be represented by a different instrument of the orchestra.
It's an interesting way to do an episode, and it wouldn't surprise me if they stuck to that given how the last episode went. Yeah, Rich Ewan McGregor kinda suits a flute.
Here's the duck, played by the oboe.
Tell me that's not Lorne Malvo, Billy Bob Thornton doing a cameo voiceover here. How you gonna give Ray the oboe? That's just like taking his half of the stamps away all over again.
The clarinet.
I don't really know if she suits a clarinet either, to be honest. Not that I've ever been an expert in the field of equating orchestral instruments to human beings, but I don't know, she strikes me more of a violin. Maybe some high notes on a piano. Oh, he suits this instrument to a T. This is just probably interspliced audio of this character playing the instrument in his own bedroom. Also a good choice, give the terrifying gangsters ominous war drums. No way, so that new wing that they've got in his office is coded from even him entering. Yeah, I like that choice as well. It's like old school but threatening. I mean, he could have ate the egg without it looking like he'd been bukkakeed, but other than that, the horns fit. What the fuck is he doing? This is one disgusting, but also, I mean, is he bulimic or something? That's fucking disgusting. Jesus Christ, Fargo, what were you trying to convey with that scene? We get it already. He's a filthy, stinking, disgusting Brit. If I ever find you Noah Hawley, I'm gonna pat you on the back, shake your hand, pull you in real close so no one else around us can hear, and then whisper the most threatening sentence ever uttered by a mortal. Before hugging you, because you know, it's good writing.
Safe deposit box number 1606. My guess he stashed the stamp there.
Oh, is this Ray posing as his brother? Shit, he even had me fooled for a moment. I was like, damn, Rich Ewan McGregor's looking a bit dishevelled this morning. Did he put his fucking knife in the toaster? The only thing you need to do to pass as Ray's brother, whose name I am going to fucking learn by the way, but the only thing you really need to do is work on your shit-eating grin. He's got that down to a T. And you know, maybe take the Bob Ross wig off next time.
Millie just moved down from Bemidji. You gotta learn the faces, huh?
Sorry.
These people who are here on the first day. What a first day dummy. Hey everyone, it's her first day and she's making mistakes. What a dum-dum.
Millie, more in the nice to look at category than, say, brainiac.
How did you deduce that from the one day she's been working here, you insufferable cocklord?
Let the man breathe, girl.
She even did a little curtsy before she moonwalked there.
What's in there? I really need, you know, today.
He's got the voice down, but the mannerisms are just not there.
We have to drill the lock and,
I get it. Makes sense.
Well, that's that plan out of the window.
I'll take a check if you don't have that much cash on hand.
Now, Emmett, there's no need to...
It's fine, I understand.
Emmett. Okay, cool. Emmett. That's going to be a hard one to remember. It's a surprisingly Western name for such an upper-class douche.
You know what? We'll just drill that sucker. No problemo. It'll take 2 seconds and then you can,
Well, this guy changed his tune quick when he threatened to close his accounts, didn't he?
I'll take 10 grand in hundreds. And $1 in quarters for the meter.
Why not? When you're in a position of power, push your luck.
It automatically triggers,
Buck, if I wanted an opinion from an asshole, I'd ask my own.
That would be a difficult to film scene, and just expect the audience to recover from it and watch the rest of the story like normal. Yeah, Fargo season 3 was good, but what about that fucking one scene in episode 4 where he literally just, you know, curls himself into a ball and begins to communicate with the centre of his own asshole? Yeah, but you know, they were doing out of context stuff already with the last episode and the cartoon robot and stuff. Yeah, but he was talking to his own arsehole. The scene went on for like 7 minutes. Yeah, but Noah Hawley's writing was exceptional. The conversation was great. That's not my point. Well, if it was so bad, how come his asshole's been nominated for Best Supporting Role? God damn it, you've got me there.
How much did he have, his account?
I don't know, maybe $1 million.
Oh shit, so all he got was that 10 grand.
This is the principle. What's right? Fair market value for the what he took, the stamp.
Surely that stamp is worth way more than 10 grand. Did he get the valuation of it wrong? Or was that just how much it was worth at the time or something? How did Emmett get so rich off of a 20 grand stamp? Was it actually his own hard work from taking that money and putting it into lots and shit?
Character like this Varga. I'm just saying, you can't put anything past him.
Christ.
I'm surprised they don't even believe he was involved with that. I would have been like, yeah, that was clearly that fucking maniac who's just created a new forbidden wing in our own business.
Kept a photo of Bergin by his bed. Bergin.
What is this?
Later KGB. Godfather.
Holy shit, there's like a full office in the back of this 18-wheeler.
You take a born loser, add a drug addiction, remove a job, fill his pockets with holes.
Man, I love this actor, but he's instantly made me hate him by how much of a fucking dick he is.
You know what an IED is? It's like car parts and dynamite. You either run one over or you don't.
So this guy's former military, that explains a lot about his mindset.
A hopper with an itch on a spree who met the business end of a Maytag. Cosmic justice, good riddance.
What's crazy is, the only thing he's wrong about is the AC. He's 100% right about how her stepfather died.
You got resentments over being made to cow. Kiss the ring. I had boys like you in the service.
There's a difference between someone under your employment taking true initiative because of something they genuinely believe and them attempting to undermine your decision making. The fact he can't differentiate between the two or refuses to is a weakness in his leadership, not a strength.
I need a parole officer for Maurice LeFay.
Fuck, that's gonna be Ray, isn't it? Man, she is right on the case now when she links that the parole officer was the guy's girlfriend whose AC fell on Maurice's head. This is gonna be an interesting set of coincidences, isn't it? Who is in that bathroom stall? You would assume it's just another cop or something, but they're filming it ominously like it's not a cop.
Friend, you wouldn't have a putter-inner by chance.
Okay, it's nothing to worry about. It's a woman struggling with her time of the month.
I could ask the clerk. She might have
Oh no, don't burden yourself.
And thankfully, I will never have to experience this one way or another, but I'm assuming that's the non-optimum way to deal with an unexpected period, to use public toilet paper.
Oh, and chief to boot.
For the moment, anyway.
Gotta do your bathroom vagina squats.
It's mostly missionary, if I'm being honest. We used to spice it up, but now it's about the shortest distance between 2 points.
She is very, very open about her bedroom activities. Why is it instantly acceptable to talk about the technicalities of sex positions under the guise of it, you know, being baby-making procedure rather than just like disgusting, filthy human behaviour we all partake in? She's saying it with such a big wholesome smile on her face while talking about getting railed in doggy style.
You got capital. Oh, I gotta go.
I knew this was going to happen sooner or later. I hope Ray can finesse his way out of this, but he's not too good at the old finessing.
Sir, I'm not here about the accident. Gloria Burgle, Eden Valley Police.
That's instantly terrified him.
Now that is... Truly, what are the odds?
Oh yeah, because it's the same surname, shit. I didn't even realise she would be so shocked by the name connection.
I got cousins all over the darn place. Not that I'm saying that this fella was a cousin, although, who knows? Could have been.
If she can connect that they're in some way distantly related, she's definitely gonna think Ray did this on purpose.
So, not sure how much more I can...
If I was her, I would have seen that interaction as very suspicious. Is that woman from the bathroom again? Also a weird lottery number believer person. Even the side characters in this show are interesting.
What's the problem, Ray?
How is that a problem?
Intermingling with the clientele? You swore an oath.
Fuck, these are undercover feds that have caught him interacting with his parolee. I get it.
I love her.
Son.
Oh my god. He is taking a hard stance here. He's gonna get fired.
We got plans, big plans.
Not if we revoke her.
If he's smart, he'll just tell them what they want to hear right now and deal with how they're gonna handle it afterwards.
There's a sponsor, Lurdsman. He's a kitchen supplies, or he's gonna sponsor our run. Bridge, we play.
That's a ridiculous thing to say as a counter-argument to you breaking the law.
Sign a paper saying that you're not going to sue us for wrongful termination, or whatever half-cocked scheme comes into your head.
So, okay, so he's just been straight fired, but they're not going to rearrest his girlfriend. I suppose that's a fair outcome. I just wonder now what exactly Ray plans to do financially. Like, that 10k's now all he's got. What is he doing? Is that him trying to be threatening? For a dude outside a yellow car with that mustache and haircut pointed at me like that, I would charge him with all the ferocity of all my ancestral bloodline battlefield combat knowledge combined. Needless to say, flat-top Burt Reynolds would be getting put in the fucking dirt.
Officer Lopez, St. Cloud Metro. Is there a place we could talk in private?
I didn't call the police.
He's completely playing ball with Varga now after what he did to his lawyer. Smart move.
Let's... Not here.
And that's Period Cop, isn't it, that's been sent to do this? I hope they don't end up killing her, as weird as she is with her number picking.
Already talked to the one complainant, and he's not interested in pressing charges.
And look at the guy in the background rotating the chair round to pay direct attention to her. He's not even facing the table or the lawyer, he's directly faced his chair towards her.
And sad that the Humvee in question was registered to your parking lot concern. But it's unspecified in the paperwork as to who here's actually driving it.
See, that was stupid as fuck of him to destroy Ray's car like that, because he's brought police directly into this place with these serious gangsters now. They're gonna fuck him up for doing this.
The offended party wasn't interested in charges.
Ah, shit, that's even cooler. It wasn't even Ray who snitched, it was the other woman he stupidly hit on his escape.
The driver in question left the scene of the accident at speed, and that's police.
Again, he's completely fucked this up for himself, and if they've been hearing that conversation, they're gonna be like, so it was you who brought this bitch in here. You know, there's one of two ways this can go now. They can either fuck up him for being that dumb, or they'll fucking kill her so that she can't, you know, leave with this information.
Jesus, it's dinner time.
Schweinen Koteletts.
It's so well written how he says everything through his smile, but in reality he is a cold-blooded guy.
Look around. I'm already rich.
No, you're not.
He's the only person that's ever walked in a house like that and said that. Varga must be used to nothing but palaces.
I ate 3 meals a day in a kitchen below ground, so you're making me feel right at home.
Yeah, he strikes me as the type of criminal figure who's came from humble beginnings as well.
That's my fault. I do have a tendency to drop in unannounced.
He's being quite gentlemanly so far. I hope he doesn't start to say veiled threats at the dinner table when Emmett's family's being so welcoming to him.
I don't mean to gossip, but, are you English by any chance?
Oh, I didn't realise we had a detective at the table.
Ask for the location of your WC.
Or what?
He means the crapper.
I was not expecting Emmett to be the one to ruin the professional atmosphere there. Is he bulimic? What is this thing about him throwing up whenever he eats a main meal? Or is he so worried about being poisoned or something?
And here's me thinking you were the boss.
Nice, we're getting 2 scenes with Varga in a row. Please don't be sick in this one for fuck's sake.
This is a $200 suit. I wear a second-hand tie, a fly coach.
He's trying to teach him that now that he's making illegal money, he's going to have to lay low with the money he's making. But this is something that Emmett hasn't had to deal with up to this point because he's been making his money legitimately.
Mongol hordes descending. And what are you doing to insulate yourself and your family?
He's actually gave him good advice in this scene. I mean, if they're working together and Varga's doing illegal shit, Emmett's going to have to learn how to cover his ass.
What's action item number 2?
Use that wealth to become invisible.
Now that's interesting. How the fuck do you use the wealth to become invisible?
The famed 2-penny red US, a misprint if I'm not mistaken, the 2 was the wrong way round.
How in the fuck does he know about the stamp?
25 chapters in the book of Genesis that refer to the feuds of brothers.
And he knows all about the Ray shit. Oh, you know what these guys are like, they probably know everybody.
Well now, the fella from the Ermentrope. No, different fella.
Oh shit, he's been listening to all this shit the whole time. I wonder what else he's caught through these phone calls.
Can't you just take the money back?
Oh, no, my friend, I'm sorry. You're in the pan and you know where you go when you leave the pan.
There we go, I was waiting for his first veiled threat of the day. He's got to do one a day.
I went to the Minnesota National Trust this morning and they have agreed to increase your line of credit.
So he's definitely planning to make him expand through his bank account.
First, you need to tell me, is your brother going to be a problem?
Oh shit, please don't go after Ray. This is just going to be another season with a deadly criminal going after the couple that we're rooting for, isn't it? I hope it doesn't end like last season with fucking Ed getting shot to death and Peggy getting incarcerated.
Just then, Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow.
That fucking is Billy Bob Thornton doing the voiceover, isn't it? I don't mind they repeat their themes, but you know, I'm not pro-police or nothing, but there's nothing worse than seeing an actual good cop pursuing something worthwhile and just being frustrated by the uppers telling them no. How many times in Fargo have we seen a female cop stewing over the fact that they're not allowed to pursue a lead? It's definitely a reoccurring theme. Nice, UFO on the wall in the background there, keeping the aliens theme alive from last season.
I'm not a baby. You're my baby.
Imagine if, ultimate plot twist, the UFO that visited the gun battle at Sioux Falls last season was actually containing the robot from the cartoon in the last episode, and it's actually a real thing. I reversed it. Wasn't that mind-blowing?
Fudge, you were turning in.
That's okay. You want some tea?
Yeah, sounds good.
I like this other cop as well, she seems cool. Let me just put down some plastic before I offer you a seat though.
Turns out that one of the victims has the same last name as the fella that owns the company that leased the car.
Oh shit, she didn't even know about the other Stussy brother either, did she?
Owns the company that leased the Humvee and who lives in Eden Prairie.
So fucking strange, isn't it? What would you make of all that if you were her? Okay, and that was episode 4 of season 3 of Fargo, The Narrow Escape Problem, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, The Narrow Escape Problem, what did I think of that? I absolutely loved this episode for several reasons. One thing I found interesting was that it showed that Varga had clearly been brought into the country in this sort of like mobile office he stays inside, and there's an office and sleeping quarters and shit like that, and it just must be how they safely maneuver between the countries they operate in, I guess. So with that information we know now, we know that Varga is currently based at that lot underneath that bridge out of the way they said that they just brought a big lorry into, because that's the 18-wheeler that we saw this episode contained him. So basically he is there, we know his location now. And I don't know what this throwing up thing's about, if they're just trying to give him a unique character quirk in the fact that he's also bulimic, he doesn't look exceptionally skinny or anything to me, or perhaps he operates like an old Roman emperor and is so terrified of poisoning that after every fucking meal he throws it back up through worry about being poisoned, or maybe there's some other weird reason like OCD germophobic reason. I mean, it's got to be a reason, right? Maybe there's another element of it we haven't seen yet, and that, you know, he fishes something out, as disgusting as that fucking is, you know, that he always keeps inside of him, perhaps some failsafe, a key of some description or something like that. That's the only 4 guesses I'm going to tackle the sickness theme with, because it's quite fucking gross just to see someone barfing into a toilet, isn't it? And poor competent female lady cop, first of all, she gets shut completely down by that chief, who again, I like the way they've written him because they don't make it repetitive, because they change the personality traits of these reoccurring characters, and situationally, plot point wise, sometimes they end up in similar outcomes or situations that we've already seen. But because these characters are always written to be fresh and unique, again, I have said this before, but yeah, it doesn't feel like they're just retreading old ground to me, even though sometimes these story arcs will have similar trajectories. So obviously she's completely off the course of this Thaddeus Mobley shit this episode, but Jesus Christ, what must her head be thinking now she's connecting the dots with the Stussy brothers and the fact the Humvee that was involved in this minor accident the other cop was investigating happened to be owned by the lawyer who worked at the same company of the surnames that she's just learned they share with her dead stepfather. Again, I promise you Thaddeus is coming back into this shit, but for the time being she's on the right lead at least. And the scene with Ray posing as Emmett was interesting, you know, going into the bank and trying to get money, but I feel like he really lowballed, just trying to walk out of there with 10k and then an additional 1,000, you know, in singles for the meter or whatever it was he asked for. But Ray is a fair man, and that is what he felt half of the value of the stamp was. My question is, how the fuck did Emmett get so rich if the value of the stamp was only $20,000? That shows that Emmett took that 20k, even though it should have been split 2 ways, fair enough, but he took that 20k and turned it into $1 million business, if that is genuinely what the value of the stamp was, in which case I feel like I've read Emmett wrong in some respect. It is fucked up he's not now a millionaire, just gave his brother 20k, 200k, you know, whatever, like, you know, I took that stamp money but I turned it into this, you deserve that kind of thing. But other than that, it shows that he wasn't just made his million from a stamp and then built a business with that million kind of thing. It shows that he took 20k and built it into something meaningful, which shows he's a bit more hardworking at least, and less of a scumbag than I first thought, although you can't call him not a scumbag due to the fact that he's still not fully helped out Ray. But again, if the true value of the stamp is 20k, and we saw that up to that point he'd been giving Ray little handouts here and there and shit like that, surely that would have accumulated far past 10k, you know, just all the handouts he'd helped Ray out with that we had established by episode 1 that was the situation they were currently in kind of thing. And the scene with Varga and Emmett at the end was also interesting as well, because it's the first time that I feel like Varga was actually breaking down to Emmett what he needs to do to cover his back now that they're going into a more illegal sort of shady business. And he wasn't giving him bad advice. He was basically saying, you know, I don't want you to be a fall guy. Don't be a fucking dumbass and get caught flashing your wealth or not cooking your boots correctly, etc. So cover your back so we can keep this money machine rolling. And it genuinely seems like that is his intentions, but of course, how can you ever know the true intentions of a character like Varga, I guess? But you know, he definitely wasn't specific with what exactly the new business enterprise they were going into was, but he did say the billionaire business, and you know, out of all the businesses, that sounds like a really good one. Like if you were to say to me, you know, you can work in the sewers, you can work at McDonald's, or you can work in the billionaire business, I'd be like, yeah, the third one of those three options right now, please. Your boss is going to have a really weird character trait though, to the point where he always vomits and the stomach acid has slowly deteriorated his teeth. Oh. And how much do the sewer guys get paid again? And I utter this phrase at a point during every single Fargo season, but I feel like the shit is heating up now. And it's going to be interesting how competent lady cop circumvents her boss trying to shut her down to follow this new Stussy information she received this episode. So yeah, roll on next week so we can find out where it goes from here. If you've liked this video, click like. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much. And until next time, I have been BA, peace.